Minnesota traditionally has a really good hockey team, and it's no different this year. They were picked to finish first in the Big Ten by the coaches, and there's a reason for that. When you look at their lineup, they're experienced, they've got a very mobile, really good defensive core, and they've got a goalie who's the Richter Award winner.
Hey there! How's everybody doing on this Friday? Dennis Fithian here, ready to talk a little Michigan hockey as we take it live down to the Yost Ice Arena. And there he is, the legend, Al Randall, is getting ready to call series with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Al, how are you?
Doing well. This is, it seems like a broken record, that I'm saying every week. I'm saying, well, this is the biggest series of the year. Well, I guess if you're playing them one by one, they all are that way. But you got the currently number 1 and number 2 teams in the Big Ten. And the records are very similar. They're 1 point difference. Michigan gets a 1 point for an overtime loss. They have 2 of them. Minnesota has 1 overtime loss. So there's 1 point separating the two. They're both 5-3 records. So it shows you, even in first place, they're not that much above 500, either one of them. And that's how the Big Ten is. We've seen this league now since 2014. It's almost impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but it's very hard to go on the road or even at home and sweep a 2-game weekend set.
There he is, Al Randall. We do have some of those pucks flying through. That's Al. I was keeping a track of the preseason poll for the Big Ten, and Michigan and Minnesota, they were picked as the favorites. And here they are. What is this? The third quarter poll? Would you say? And 1 point between the two teams. This seems to be a pretty big whatever how they call it, sports litmus test. As we get ready for these 2 games here this weekend.
Well, for Michigan. Halfway is next weekend for the season for the league. We have seen every team so far, except for Minnesota, Ohio State, and we will see Ohio State next week down there. But everybody else we have seen and played against so far. So we're getting that much of an idea of what everybody is, and I'll tell you what, there's nobody that's that much better than anybody else.
Well, you say that, Al, and Michigan's got this, this decorated freshman class here. But you go back; they got back on the right side with those wins over Niagara. But the weekend before it was Notre Dame, and that's the last time I talked with you. And you said it doesn't matter if it's being played in South Bend or Ann Arbor. Each has success on each other's ice, and that's actually the way it went down. But 2 fabulous games there in overtime. I mean, that was some great hockey, wasn't it?
Yep, it was for sure. And it's, it doesn't surprise you, but, Notre Dame has won 6 straight games here. And Michigan has won 4 straight there. So we'll go and see them later on in January, see what happens.
I got the time down there right on the crawl, Al, 6:30 tonight. A little odd starting time here. I know sometimes it's 8:30, but when it's on the Big Ten Network, sometimes they'll flop around those times. Is that when the puck is supposed to drop? 30?
Yep. We're on the air at 6. Puck drop at 6:30. It's a huge weekend. Mel Pearson tried to get the tomorrow's game moved up a few hours, but because of television, they couldn't do it because these 2 teams will be on the Big Ten Network both nights. Of course, you turn your volume down from your TV and you turn up Learfield. But we always say that. So tomorrow they were trying to get the Michigan game moved up to a 5 o'clock slot, but it just didn't work. There's actually a basketball game that's scheduled at that same slot on the Big Ten Network, and it's just too late to try to change something like that.
Well, it was a festive game on Saturday. So the football game was at noon, and then later on tonight, you guys were taking on Niagara. And everyone came in, and I heard Mel say it was like a party in there.
Yeah. It was. It's been an interesting weekend last weekend. That was good. Then again, new weekend, new opponent. There's a lot. One of these teams could be chasing the other team if one of them should sweep. So these teams are going to go at each other. This is going to be a great series.
Yeah, I like the matchup all the way through, Al. Both of these teams, I mean, they can do it all. You know, they can score. They've got a defenseman that can move around. Both of the goaltenders. I heard Mel say the Mike Richter Award winner was the Gopher goaltender, and I know Bob Matska. I like him. So everything that lines up here, this is a great matchup.
Yeah. Bob Matsko is a really good coach. He came from St. Cloud. He was there for years. Moved to Minnesota when there was an opening. But the Minnesota goalie is Jack LaFontaine, who started his collegiate career right here.
Yeah, well, and so he'll always want to play good against Michigan. What about the revenge factor here? Because last year in the Big Ten tournament, this was the team that ousted Michigan. So I don't know if the players talked at all about a little bit of payback, or I'm sure that's in the back. What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think revenge or anything has anything to do with it. It's a clean slate. It's a new year, different teams. So as much as the fans will make it that, and that's fine. That's what fans are all about. That's why we love them.
That's what I'm making it all about too, Al. So there you go. And you know, you said Learfield. You can go through. I'll tell you the way I do it when it's on the Big Ten Network. I'll go through the MGO Blue. You can punch it up right there. I put it through this little speaker here, and then I can time it up right with my TV, and it takes about 1 minute to do. And next thing you know, you're calling the game, and I'm watching it. It's pretty nice. Well,
since you're on YouTube, you ought to make a little instructional video.
Yeah, well, you know, since I'm on YouTube, you know, I could have you up in the one side. I can have the game over here. I can be saying some things. I can be the second color commentator here. You know, so I know, you know, Mel and everybody isn't looking ahead, but I looked ahead, you know, at least to the storylines coming up. You know, Michigan has they got 5 players going to the developmental team for USA and 2 to Canada. They could be without 7 players when you're talking about coming up. So, you know, that'll be a real test. Well, you see definitely some different rosters coming up. So this is one of the last times for the real stretch run that the whole group will be together, right?
Michigan could lose as many as 7 players. That hasn't been determined yet. I think pretty sure that both Owen Power and Kent Johnson that are going to the Canadian camp, and they will miss the Ohio State series altogether next week. 5 other players are going to be trying out for the USA, and they all have a great chance of making it as well. So
all right, now go ahead. Sorry.
I said for sure, there's going to be at least, I would say, 5 or 6 players, as many as 7, that won't be here for the, I'm going to call it the hybrid GLI.
All right, Al, I'm going to just turn around and take a look at the rink and let everybody just soak it up here. It looks like some pretty good atmosphere. Let's take a look. Green speed of ice. Ready to go.
It is. It is.
I love, you know what? They do everything right down there. Like, they'll bring down those lights. They bring the players out, man. You got to be that must fire. I mean, like, down through the years, it just keeps escalating. That's got to fire you up when you're getting ready to go and hit the mic for a game like tonight. You know, they've got everybody, and they got the crowd going nuts, and then here you go, man. That fires you up, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I think all broadcasters feed off crowds. So, and when you're at home, and when you're out away, you know, you can feed off the crowd when they're in a away crowd.
There you go. Who's on the call with you tonight, Al?
Well, former Michigan captain of 2017, Nolan DeYoung, is going to be on the call with us.
All right. You know, I'm predicting.
In fact, he's right there.
Oh, hey. Any predictions for tonight? Predictions for the weekend. I'm predicting a sweep. So there you go.
I'm predicting 2 very close hockey games.
I knew you were going to say something like that. I put me down for 4-2 both nights. Wolverines come out ahead.
All right. Thanks, Dennis.
Hey, thank you, Al. Have a great call, and we'll be listening. And always appreciate your time. Have a good one.
Okay. Thank
you, Al. Thank you.
Bye.